Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a little bit more technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets because, guys, in today's video, as you can see, Bitcoin has actually fallen all the way down here to support around $10,000, and in this video I want to go ahead and discuss whether or not Bitcoin is actually going to fall even farther below that, or if we're about to get a rally and we're about to see Bitcoin form some kind of bottom. There's a lot of different technical indicators that we want to talk about. We want to talk about trends. We want to talk about our technical analysis and how we're doing our technical analysis. So we have a lot to get to in today's video. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you're new here. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right on into it. Actually, I lied. Before we get on into it, there is one more thing that we need to discuss, and that would be the sale running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you guys are looking to learn how to do technical analysis and you want a full, comprehensive curriculum taking you from start and the very basic stuff in technical analysis all the way to the end and the much more advanced things in technical analysis, a great place to start is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. There's a $40 off coupon code called July 2019 in the comment section down below. You can copy paste that at checkout, get $40 off, and you'll be a happy camper. Anyway, guys, now actually without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into our technical analysis. Alright guys, the first thing that I want to do here is take a macro step back and take a big old look at the market and what exactly we're looking at. Well guys, when I look at this market, the very first thing that pops into my head is this right here. We had a downtrend followed by a period of uptrend followed by another downtrend, and that seems very obvious. So Jeb, why did you spend the time to show us that? Well, the reason I did is because we now can see that Bitcoin has set one high and a lower high, and Bitcoin also has one low and a lower low. This is very clearly a downtrend because we have a downtrending level of resistance and a downtrending level of support. Bitcoin is in a falling wedge. And while I will point out that a lot of times falling wedges will oftentimes break to the opposite direction that they are pointed, I'm not convinced necessarily that that's going to happen here. Bitcoin traditionally, if it's rallying like this and has a falling wedge, is going to actually break bullish out of this, contrary to what you might think if you didn't know any better. But I'm not, like I said, totally convinced that's going to happen. There's an argument to be made for the bulls and there's an argument to be made for the bears, and I'm going to make both of those arguments in today's video and let you guys decide for yourself what exactly you think is going to happen. I'm going to show you all the technical indicators, bullish and bearish, and give you the arguments bullish and bearish for what Bitcoin is doing here. The first thing I did want to point out though is, like I said, this falling wedge, Bitcoin's lower highs and lower lows. That is definitely indicative of a downtrend, and that definitely isn't exactly conducive to a Bitcoin rally when Bitcoin is doing literally the definition opposite of what a rally is. Anywho, moving on here, I do want to bring you out to the weekly chart because there is something I want to bring your attention to, and if you're an experienced technical analyst, or even if you're not, you probably know what it is. It's this right here. If you guys have been through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and you have watched the videos on Introduction to Candlestick Analysis, then you'll be familiar with 6 different candlestick patterns that I believe are the most important in Bitcoin technical analysis. One of them, I used this example right over here, I believe, in that video, which is a shooting star. This right here is very clearly a massive shooting star. Bitcoin has a very small body down here, a little bit of a lower wick, but we have a massive upper wick right here. What this means, guys, is that during this weekly candlestick, Bitcoin bulls push the price very, very high, all the way up here close to $14,000. But in that duration, the bears also took control, and because the candlestick is red, that means that the bears pushed the market even further than the bulls were able to, which means that the bears do have strength. Now, of course, that is something that we already knew, but it's good to see that confirmed out here on the weekly chart because now we have a little bit, well, more confirmation of what we were already thinking. Bitcoin is quite bearish right now, or at least it was. Like I said, there is a bullish argument, and we will be making that later, but I had to bring the shooting star to your attention because I have a feeling some people are going to miss that, and that is a ridiculously important part of the technical analysis and the landscape right now of Bitcoin. That shooting star is something you need to keep an eye on. Coming back in here to the hourly chart, I want to kind of just start running through the charts and showing you all the technical indicators down here at the bottom, all the oscillators and what they say. We're not getting a whole lot of signals down here on the hourly chart. Over the shorter term time frame, for reference, this is recorded at 8:47 and almost 8:48 in the morning Eastern time. That's UTC -4. Bitcoin does have a little bit of a bounce, and we do see that there's been a a bullish cross on the MACD, and Bitcoin has come down here below 10,000 and actually managed to garner support around 9,700. But I'm not totally convinced that that is going to hold. Nothing here on the hourly chart really jumps out at me. Once we start getting out to the 4-hourly and the daily chart, there are some important oscillators and some important signals I want to bring to your attention though. Out here on the 4-hourly chart, Bitcoin's MACD is remarkably bearish. We've seen it be bearish ever since it started cliff diving over here. And this is what I'm talking about, guys, with reading the MACD. Check this out. right here where the histogram changed directions right there, boom, that's the exact top of the market. That's why in the video on MACD here in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, I talk about how important it is for you to have a good understanding of the MACD and the histogram, not just the crosses. It's very important that you understand the histogram, because honestly, a lot of people misread it and wait for the crosses. Well, guess what, guys? Look at what we're looking at up here on the chart. The cross was a lagging indicator. The near cross over here was a lagging indicator. But if you look at the change in the direction on the histogram, it's normally only going to be lagging by 1 or 2 bars at most. It's a lot more immediate indicator because it's literally calculated to work that way. Make sure you're reading the histogram. Like I said, now that we're out here, the 4-hourly charts, we do start getting some more valid signals. One of the things I want to mention also out here would be the RSI and the Stochh RSI. We are very overbought, so if you're looking to make a long and you do agree with the bulls, you're getting a good deal right now. The RSI is in overbought territory, oversold territory, so you're not buying at the top. You're most certainly not buying up here at $13,800 like a lot of people were asking me if they should. The answer is no, but I didn't really want to tell you that at the time in case it did go higher and you get mad at me. But nevertheless, now that RSI and Stochh RSI are oversold, it's oversold, and you will be getting a much better deal. Here on the here on the 4-hourly chart, Bitcoin does look like it's putting a little bit of a bounce in motion. This almost looks like a doji. It's not yet, but this might develop into something. I'm going to keep an eye on that, and I might update you guys after this recording is over. Moving out here to the daily chart, I do want to mention the MACD because, as you guys know, I'm a very big fan of the MACD. I talk about it quite a lot, so you guys are probably aware of that. As you guys can see, likewise on the histogram out here on the daily chart, not just on the 4-hourly, the MACD changing direction down here on the histogram signaled the very top of this market. One candlestick later, we had our signal, and it was a very valid signal because on that candlestick, Bitcoin dropped something like $3,000 in the span of a day, and about 2/3 of that happened in the span of 3 minutes. So yes, Bitcoin was starting to move a little bit more bearish. A few days later, and yesterday comes, Bitcoin has a bearish cross on the MACD to confirm this bearish movement. Now, especially out on the daily chart, and when you start getting to longer term time frames, trends tend to be a lot longer. So crosses on the MACD are more important than they're going to be on the shorter term time frames. Not by much, but that is a small trend that I have noticed. They're important everywhere, but out on the daily chart, they are definitely important. And we have seen this bearish cross on the MACD. Note that we haven't seen a bearish cross really since Bitcoin started this rally back over here. We haven't seen much of one. Now, we have seen a few. We've seen Bitcoin have some kind of minor crosses right here where the MACD line didn't fall very far below the signal line. It just fell below it just a little bit. Right now, guys, we are crashing below the signal line. As you can see, the MACD line is very far below that signal line. The MACD line is very, very, very overextended. You can see the histogram is going nuts right now, considering we just fell below here. This could be indicative of a longer-term trend. Now, remember, guys, or actually not remember, because I haven't shown it to you yet, but Bitcoin is currently 30% retraced from its yearly high down here. 30% retracement seems like a lot, but a lot more can come, guys. I've seen it happen in the past. A normal retracement back during the bull market last year, not last year, the year before last, would have been around a 40% retracement. Right here, 50% down to 40% down to $3,000, $5,000 down 40% to $3,000. I can speak today. From $3,000 down to $1,800 was a 43% retracement. This was an incomplete retracement, as I talked about in the first video I ever uploaded on the channel. Over here, guys, we can see that some of these blow-off tops were 40% retracements. A 30 to 50% retracement is typically what you expect when Bitcoin is going into a consolidation and a pullback during a bull market so that it can continue the rally. So just because Bitcoin is not overextended, just because Bitcoin has already pulled back 30% doesn't necessarily mean, based on history, that it can't go further. Bitcoin could easily come down here to $9,000 or even down here to $8,000. That would not be beyond the realm of possibility, especially with some of the bearish technical indicators we're seeing on the longer term daily charts. Down here on the MACD, we can see that we've crossed bearish on a longer term chart. A lot of the things I've shown you here on the 4-hourly chart could be obsolete 2 days from now, but that bearish cross on the MACD is going to be important for the next several weeks. So we have to keep in mind that the daily chart is going to be predicting longer term moves than what the 4-hourly chart is going to be. Perhaps the 4-hourly chart and these oversold signals and this bearish MACD are not indicating that Bitcoin's about to have a bounce and continue the rally. They might just be indicating that Bitcoin's going to have a bounce up to maybe $11,500 and then continue back further down, because you have to keep in mind that these different time frames and what the oscillators on them are not all speaking about the same duration of movement. Let me say that again. All the oscillators on their respective time frames are not speaking about the same duration of movements. I'll go to an extreme to show you what I'm talking about. If you go on the minute chart, a bullish cross on the MACD is not predicting a month of rally in the same way that a bullish cross on the weekly chart might. We're not talking about even the same. We're not even remotely in the same realm. Anyway, guys, there are a few more things that I want to discuss before we go ahead and wrap the video up. One of them would have to do with the daily chart. If we look here at our 20 exponential moving average, as you guys can see, we have now crossed below it. And you guys know I'm a very big fan of the 20 exponential moving average, and typically it does a quite good job of telling us whether we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Bitcoin has now fallen below it. Now, keep in mind, this daily candlestick has not closed yet. It's very possible that we rally back up above $10,400 and we close on top of it and we get support on it. If we do that, then there's a decent chance that this correction is over and that Bitcoin could start some kind of recovery. But should Bitcoin stay below the 20 exponential moving average, we have a lot more bearish momentum than we did back over here. It could very easily be the catalyst that we need to push Bitcoin down to $8,000 or $9,000, which would be a 35 to 40% retracement like we've seen in past on Bitcoin. And that wouldn't really be all that unprecedented. It wouldn't be all that bad. It'd be really good in my opinion. I would love to buy more Bitcoin down at $8,000 rather than having to buy it at $13,000 or $14,000 because you get a much better deal. I'm always looking for those discounts. Black Friday has come early on Bitcoin and I want to make sure we can get all those discounts. Either way, Bitcoin is down about 30% and I would like to see it bounce, but I think that there's a decent chance that we're going to keep going lower. Because guys, we got to remember, $10,000 you would think would be a very major level of support and resistance. If you're in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, one of the main videos, or one of my favorite videos in the course, is mass psychology. And in that video, I talk about how it's very important that we understand the mass psychology of the market, because the mass psychology of the market is typically going to be the thing that is defining where levels of support and resistance are. $10,000, we would think, would be a very major level of support and resistance. Well, as it turns out, Bitcoin hasn't actually been testing support or resistance at 10K for very long. We kind of broke just straight through it right here, and we've only been testing it for a day or two over here. Before that, the last time that $10,000 was relevant was a year ago. We only tested it for like a day and rejected off of it. We got a little bit of support over here and a little bit of resistance over here, but there's not really actually a whole lot of technical reason to believe that $10,000 is a strong level. Now, don't get me wrong, technical analysis is just a reason that people believe levels are strong. Some mass psychology and people saying that $10,000 is a strong level is another reason. But as far as the charts are concerned, there's not much of a reason to believe that $10,000 is all that strong, which leads me to believe that we could have a bearish break below it. And looking over at the right here, we might actually be doing that right now. Bitcoin's moving a little bit. We've fallen below this a couple times today. We've come down here to around $9,700. We're currently trading at exactly $10,000 at the time of recording this. Guys, we're going to see what happens, but I'll be quite frank with you. I will be very honest with you. I'm not totally convinced on the bullish side yet. I think that there's still probably more to come until I get convinced otherwise. As we can see here, guys, Bitcoin is completely below the 20 exponential moving average. This is a very strong downtrend on the short term, and we've just used the MACD on the daily chart to confirm the daily downtrend as well. The 4-hourly might look like it's a little oversold, but RSI and Stochastic RSI can stay oversold for quite some time, and MACD can stay bearish for as long as it damn well pleases. So, guys, we're going to see what happens. I would be very wary about longing this market right now. If you're going to use a stop loss and put it down here around $9,600, maybe try not to catch any of these wixes. And yes, I know the plural is wick. I say wixes because it sounds funny. If you're going to put in a long here, what I would recommend, this is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research before you make trades. Yada yada yada. Don't sue me if you make a mistake. What I would say you want to try and do here, have a stop loss down maybe around $9,600. You got to really decide where you want to put your stop loss. But also, before you put in a long, wait until Bitcoin breaks above this 20 exponential moving average. If it does do that and you can stay above it for a candlestick or two and you see a little bit of a volume spike, it's not a breakout, so you're not going to see a huge volume candle, but you do see a slightly larger than average volume candle, then that's probably going to be a pretty good place to put in a long, and you can expect Bitcoin to have a little bit of a rally and you can make a little bit of money off of it. You can do that, and it will probably work for you if you put in that trade exactly the way that I said it. Otherwise, if you're looking to short, you're probably in the camp that I'm in. I'm thinking about opening a short right now down to $9,000 or so. If Bitcoin does reject off this 20 EMA and comes down here a third time below 10K, that's probably going to do it. After that, we'll see if Bitcoin can bounce off of this downtrend of support. If it can't, $9,000 is probably in the works. We're probably going to come down to at least 9.3 right here, or down just straight to $9,000. There's a lot of different levels that we could go to. We could start looking at moving averages now that they're all back in effect. Now that Bitcoin has fallen, we can come down here and look at the 50 simple moving average, for example. Might see something like that. Heck, if we were to follow price history on Bitcoin in 2017, we should actually end up going to the 100 moving average, but I'm not convinced that Bitcoin's going to go sub 8,000 just yet. Guys, basically what I'm saying here is that Bitcoin can go bullish, it can go go bearish. I'm more inclined to the bearish side, but I want to wait for more confirmation. What I've done in this video is I've presented to you a plethora of different technical indicators and arguments for the bullish side and the bearish side. What I want you to do now is I want you to go and use those signals and use those technicals to make up your own mind, do your own technical analysis, and come to your own conclusion. I also want you to tell me in the comment section down below if you're bullish or if you're bearish on Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin is about to have a bounce and rally to the upside? Or do you think Bitcoin is about to crash and have another fall all the way down to $9,000, $8,000? And if so, what price targets are you looking at? Anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for the technical analysis for today's video. But before we do end the video, I do want to remind you guys that we are going to be running that sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you use the coupon code July2019 linked in the description, you'll get $40 off at checkout on the course, guys. We've had nearly 700 people go through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. I've never had any of them complain about it. They all tell me good things. In yesterday's video, I asked for you guys who have gone through the courses honest opinion in the comment section down below. We probably had about 5 to 10 of you guys who are in the course talking about it in the comment section down below. Not a single one of you guys said anything bad about it. You all said that it was helping you in your trades. If you don't believe me, go back to that video and watch that. Guys, I have a folder full of testimonials. It has 30 or 40 testimonials, and normally when I see them, I don't screenshot them. Those are just the ones that I happen to see. I'll be doing live streams and people will talk good about it. I'll be doing premieres and people in the chat will be speaking well about it. I'll talk about it in the videos and people in the comment section will say if they like it. In the comment section of each and every single one of these videos, we have people saying how much they like it. Let me go ahead and mute my video, and I'll go ahead and open this, one of my favorite videos on the channel, not on the channel, excuse me, in the course. And if we scroll down here, what we're going to see is that people are liking the course. Great video, Jeb. Great lessons here, Jeb. Hey, Jeb, I hope you're enjoying your road trip. I was on a road trip when he said that. Jeb, thank you for the course. Great video. Thanks for this. These are all real people in the course. Kenny, we have Mr. Diaz here. I've talked to him for a long time. He's been in the Discord server for over a year. Richard Nolan, I remember talking to Richard Nolan a lot. He hasn't been active very much lately. Joseph Hope, I get to know you guys. If you start talking to me, I have conversations with you all the time, like one DeLuca Photography, who is always in the chat. We have Arrow Assassin 09, who put their entire life savings into Bitcoin and made a very profitable long trade. I'm trying to build a community here, guys. And in this community, I want us to make the most out of this market. I think we all realize that Bitcoin has entered the bull market. I think we all know just how much money can be made both in the long and the short market, but to do so you have to know what you're doing. There's no point in having 100 grand and trading Bitcoin if you don't have a clue what you're doing. You're going to lose 100 grand if you do that. Even if you're investing in Bitcoin, you want to know what you're doing so you know the correct place to put in a trade. You don't want to be trying to invest at $50,000 closer to all-time high. You want to be trying to find investments right now. It's very important that if you're going to work in these markets that you know what you're doing. And guys, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy has 33 videos with nearly 10 hours of content taking you through the very basics of support and resistance and how to read candlestick charts if you're a complete beginner, all the way up through all the technical indicators you're going to need. I give you a bunch of them and you can pick which ones you think are the most valid to your trading style. And then we get on to the much more advanced concepts like risk and reward, how to plan and execute profitable trades. This is one of my favorite videos in the course. That's the one I just showed you the comments on. A game of statistics and probabilities. That video is very important. We dive into statistical and probabilistic analysis of Bitcoin, which also goes into our risk and reward. We talk about math psychology, which we mentioned earlier. Gut feeling that I talked about a lot in yesterday's video here on the channel. Very important stuff, guys. The 20 exponential moving average, dollar cost averaging, trading and investing. Everything you need to know to get started in these markets is here in this course. And guys, like I've mentioned before, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy has a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee. If you join the course, you watch less than 30% of the course material, and you go ahead and shoot me an email within the first 14 days of purchase, I will give you all of your money back, no questions asked. That's all you got to do. And like I said in yesterday's video, I will be completely straight up with you guys because I believe in being completely transparent in business. We've had about 4 or 5 people to give want a refund so far, which, to be fair, we have 700 people go through the course. And you know what? Each and every single one of those people that wanted a refund, not one of them said anything negative about the course. In fact, either they said something very positive about the course, like the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is a very, very good thing, and it just wasn't for them, or they haven't said anything at all. And I asked them, you know, why were you thinking about leaving the course? It's no problem. No, I mean, no questions asked. You don't have to answer, but just out of curiosity, why do you want to refund the course? And pretty much every single one of them, I think, in fact, every single one of them has said that they just weren't ready for trading. So even the people who wanted a refund have said good things about the course, guys. If you're looking to learn about Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, if you're looking to learn about cryptocurrency technical analysis, you're not going to find as much information as we have in CT2A anywhere else for the price. You can go spend $5 grand on some course if you want to, but you're probably going to get the same exact information, but you're going to be paying, what, 20 times more? Anyway, guys, that is what I want to discuss here at the end of the video, because CT2A does help to keep the channel running. It does help to pay our new editor. It does help to keep the business going, and it does help to kind of push forward the vision I have for the cryptocurrency and the community I'm trying to build here, guys. So I do hope you enjoy today's video, and I do hope you do enjoy the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy if you're in it. Like I said, if you enjoy CT2A, tell us what you think in the comment section down below. I want an honest review. What do you think about it? Tell people so they can make an educated decision with their money before they actually spend it. Anyway, guys, like I said, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.